Did someone physically look at the 62,000 emails, or did you use search terms, date parameters? I want to know the specifics.
They did all of that. They also went through every single email.
The lawyers doing the sorting in 2014 did not individually read the content of all of her emails as we did for those available to us.
There were 2 servers?
No, there was a server.
Just one? And so there's only one server? Is that what you're telling me? And it's the one server that the FBI has?
The FBI has the server that was used during the tenure of my State Department service.
Secretary Clinton used several different servers.
And that was the Oversight Committee to put out that ad that Donald Trump should have been putting out in June or July after James Comey actually gave his press conference where he said, I'm not going to indict, there's not enough there. But that is by letting each talk, James Comey speak and Hillary Clinton speak, you can see the difference in their stories. And does that make you comfortable in electing the next president? With me now in studio is the chairman of the Oversight Committee, one of the most important jobs in Washington, Jason Chaffetz. Congressman, welcome back.
Hey, thanks for having me. I appreciate it.
That ad, I think, if that would put out there, should be something that Donald Trump had put out. It actually tells the story of the problem America has with Hillary Clinton.
Yeah, I wouldn't call it an ad, but it's just the contrast. It's in their own words. What Hillary Clinton has said and what actually happened. Well, look, the problem that we have is that we have highly classified information that was put in a non-secure format. It was given to people that don't have proper security clearances. It is one of the greatest releases of classified information that I've seen as my tenure as the chairman of the Oversight Committee. We have an ongoing problem. If you can have people just take this classified information, give it to people without security clearances, have it out there in the open. This is stuff that is so sensitive, even I as the chairman cannot look at it. And so we just showed the contrast between what the FBI director said and what she said under oath. And it's pretty stunning for the FBI director to admit that during his year-long investigation, they didn't even look at that information about what she said under oath, which is a violation of law.
The New York Times came out with a story saying, oh, yeah, she got the idea from Colin Powell. They were at a dinner meeting and with all the former Secretary of State, including Condoleezza Rice, Colin Powell, Madeleine Albright. And they said, before we leave, everybody give advice to Hillary Clinton as she's about to take this job. And reportedly, Colin Powell said, yeah, get yourself a private email. And this way you can still, I don't know what the reasoning was. So she cited that as one of the reasons she had a private server. Number one, in 2000, email was not even frequently used, and the email was only being able to send between State Department. Number two is he didn't have a private server. Number three, he doesn't remember saying that. And number four is she was using a private server before she even had that dinner party.
Well, you know, if it goes to intent, which is what the FBI director's point is, her intent was to subvert what was in place, to subvert the law. This is part of how I'm baffled that she would still to this day, insist that she wasn't trading in classified information. So I don't think it bodes well for her that she was going through this, contemplating this idea, if this story is true, of how to subvert making these records public.
So the FBI is going to provide the notes, because there is no transcript, and that's typical. It's nothing to do with Hillary Clinton being going to provide notes from their interview with Hillary Clinton. James Comey not there, but was convinced in the end that she was being candid. You got to look at those notes, not all of them. What could you tell us without also giving up classified information?
Well, it's all marked secret.
And you did this last night, right?
Yeah, last night I was in Washington, D.C. I went through a lot of it, not all of it. The problem that I have is there's so many redactions of stuff that is not classified. So it doesn't appear as if it's classified, and then there's redactions. On the highly classified information, there is also redactions. And so... so
you can't even get a hold of what these mean, these emails. What do you think the redactions are if classified information isn't the focus?
Well, look, there's a couple things. One is the FBI was very kind in providing a second copy. But, Brian, I'm here to tell you that reviewing the second copy versus the first copy that they gave to us just days ago, they're different. And so now we're starting from square one as of last night saying, wait a sec, what other new information are they providing literally days later? So I guess that's good. A lot of that is just flat out embarrassing. It's not classified.
People talking about other people and
saying silly, immature things. The cavalier attitude in which they dealt with this this very sensitive information. Look, if it's not classified, it should be released to the public. So we're issuing a letter today suggesting that the FBI give us an unclassified version of the emails. If there's a classified section, go ahead and redact that. But then let's release that to the public. Hillary Clinton's saying we should do that. We're saying we should do that. There's no reason why that shouldn't happen, and it's available under the Freedom of Information Act.
Here's Bob Woodward last week on this very topic on Fox News Sunday.
Very serious issues, so many unanswered questions. Let's face it, Hillary Clinton just has not come totally clean on this, and she would serve herself well if she would do that.
Bob, why do you think she hasn't?
Habit of secrecy. The whole idea of the private server was so no one would know, it's a very bad habit, and I think people say if she became president, are we going to have some kind of transparency? Is there going to be a culture of straight talk rather than a culture of concealment?
That's the worry.
He's exactly right. I think the FBI director who testified before a committee, when he said that she lacked the sophistication to understand a complex situation like how emails and servers work, I think that's a fair assessment. I think, in his own words, the FBI director, Hillary Clinton, is not sophisticated. I think that's true. Number two.
You do?
Oh, I do. I mean, you read through these materials and the way she answers, again, they're not verbatim. There's not a tape. There's not a transcript. These are summaries of discussions. But that kind of comes and leaps off the page. The other thing that I think is very true is, she wanted to keep all this secret. I do think she had intent to keep it secret, have her own set of systems here, and she still hasn't come clean about it. And America knows it. They smell it. They smell somebody lying, and they smell it in Hillary Clinton.
So, Chairman Chaffetz with us. Chairman, walk me through this again. I'm sorry to ask you again, even though I have to ask you off mic, and I'm not clear on it. So it's my bad. But let me just, in case the listeners are also like me. You wanted a second copy of the FBI notes just because you had more than one person there, like a staffer, and you didn't want to be there for 4 hours and you can't leave with it, like unless you're Sandy Berger and want to jam it in your pants.
Right.
So you asked for a second copy. So you expect it to be exactly the same. So all of a sudden you're going through it, and the second copy includes information or emails that weren't in the original copy.
They're different. By its very definition.
Do you think the FBI knew what they gave you?
Look, the FBI doesn't come up with the redactions. Those are left to the individual agencies. So FBI gathers the information, sends it back to the agency, and they say whether or not it's classified. But the very definition of copy is it's the exact copy.
Okay.
It's not like they put it in a Xerox machine or photocopier and just got this. All of a sudden, we turn to a certain tab, and then you start going through it, and there's different material in there, which was great to have more, but why wasn't it in the first copy?
I fault the FBI in that.
I don't know yet. I'm just telling you there was more than one example, and we'll get to the bottom of it, but it just begs this whole question about the complete unredacted version to Congress. This is a closed case.
Tell me if you see the parallel here. With Justice Roberts and Obamacare, he's like, I'm going to come up with something because I don't want to legislate. I don't want to get in the middle of this fight. I don't want to be the one that became the Republican justice or the Democratic justice. Again, the FBI is going, I got problems with this, but I don't want to be the one that destroys Hillary Clinton's candidacy and looked at as a partisan organization or for whatever other reason. You guys handle this. So I thought Comey did the best possible for Hillary's opponent. I'm not going to indict you because they'll bring in somebody else, you'll be done. But I'm going to outline everything that bothers me about what you did. And if anyone listened to James Comey's testimony, it was devastating, wasn't it?
Oh, it was. Look, the American people are the ultimate jury here. I don't think that Director Comey had some subversive political agenda or anything like that.
He didn't want to be
political. But here's what's interesting. The national media, when you have a guy whose goal in life is to swim from one end of the pool to the other end of the pool, Mr. Lochte, right? Ryan?
Yeah, Ryan Lochte.
Lochte. his goal in life is to swim to the other end of a pool faster. And they say that maybe he was lying to the police when he was, in this drunken night. They put him on the front and center. They put him on the national shows. But when Hillary Clinton lies about whether or not she was taking live sniper fire or Benghazi or in the email scandal, everybody says, oh, well, we shouldn't, that's not a big deal. Let's not run that on our national show. I mean, there's such a double standard here.
So you're going back to finish reading all this?
Yeah, we still have a lot to go through. There are 11 questions in a letter to the FBI director that we're going to send today, including asking for a non-classified version with the redactions on the classified that can be released to the public.
But if you can't talk about what you read, what do you expect to do about this? Write a book? You can't even write a book about it.
This is one of the largest breaches of security that we've ever had at the State Department. We better fix that.
Just to fix it. So you want to fix it?
Oh, we do have to fix it.
But how do you expect to talk about this? You're a Republican chairman of the House Oversight Committee. How do you expect to publicly say, my problem is this, when you can't give up information?
Here's in general what I can tell you. There are two different email systems at the State Department of State. One is classified. You can't just go on the classified system and forward something to a Gmail account.
Can't.
So how did you take classified information with people with security clearances, take it with thumb drives and PDFs and other types of things, and then put it on a system that could be just emailed to anybody's homebrew server? That is a massive, massive problem for our federal government if that's the way it works. Supposedly, there was all these security protocols in place, but she violated them, and she empowered others to violate them, and I'm worried that it's still happening.
So you want to further investigate this and then give it back to the FBI and say, now what do you think?
I think State Department ultimately has to be the one to fix it.
Now, forget that.
Well,
they could fix it.
But the FBI, it is stunning. And again, I already mentioned this, but how is it that the director of the FBI, looking at Hillary Clinton and the email situation after a criminal referral from the Office of the Inspector General, gives this to the FBI, and they don't even review the testimony that Hillary Clinton gave in front of the Benghazi committee and other committees under oath? Politicians lie.
Right.
But it is against the law to come to Congress and lie under oath. That's why they have you raise your right hand. And she took that oath, and she...
Right.
Did she or did she not lie?
By the way, you know who should be the maddest if things were actually level and maybe in other eras? Barack Obama. I hired you to be the Secretary of State. These are my secrets, and you're putting them on your personal email account? And who are you hiding it from? The other question is, if you gave her sodium pentothal, she didn't trust Obama. She didn't trust the Obama people within the Clinton. There was a Clinton camp and Obama camp. And you know who paid the price? America. Because we're not working efficiently and our needs were not serviced.
And we put people's lives in danger. That's what, at the end of this, people's lives. The reason their classified information is classified is because it puts people's lives in danger.
When we come back, I'm going to talk to the chairman more about this and also about a possible pivot with the Trump camp that maybe might make him more palatable to many who said they would never jump on board. And is Utah really in play? Kilmeade and Friends.
I think he's had a great week. I think he's been on message. He's shown maturity as a candidate. I think that he's getting into a groove. I think he likes the new style that he's been out on the campaign trail producing and speaking of. So I think he's done great, and I think what you're going to see is these polls will begin to tighten in the next couple of weeks, and by Labor Day or thereafter, I think you're going to be back to an even race if we continue down this path.
And it's been 6 straight days and no Sunday show appearances. Still in studio, Chairman Jason Chaffetz. Always love having you in, Congressman. So you've sensed the last 6 days. You're in Washington. You're among a lot of Republicans, some of which say, I'll never go with Trump. Do you sense that he's doing enough now to get a second look?
No, I do. I think that speech he gave, I think it was in North Carolina. Go online, go find that speech, either read it or watch it. I'm just telling you, if he just gives that speech every day, I think he'll be the next president of the United States.
So do you feel as though, I think right now 76% of Republicans support him. Mitt had 90, maybe even higher. Do you think, I think that's the area along with the women
problem is
vote.
Democrats get 110% of their voter base. So,
yeah,
that's that.
But if without going from 76 to 90, you're screwed.
Look, I think that the mathematics are fairly simple here. You may be frustrated or not like a particular candidate, but if you vote some other way, then you're essentially giving a vote to Hillary Clinton. It's, I don't think that Hillary Clinton should be the next president of the United States. So it's a pretty simple equation for me.
Mitt Romney's one of your friends. Governor Kasich's a phone call away. There's a lot of people in Congress that just can't get in front of him. Senator Jeff Flake on the other side of the House, other side of Congress, somebody who can't vote for him. Do you see that changing?
Well, I don't want Hillary Clinton to be the next president of the United States.
Do you think that'll change?
No, I don't think endorsements at this point matter much. I think those that are politically attuned have already made up their mind. The question is, these people who don't watch and don't listen to politics or read the paper day in and day out, what's going to happen in the last 60 days? And the question fundamentally is, do you want Hillary Clinton, the person who's been Washington for the last several decades, or do you want somebody new who's going to come in metaphorically and blow up the place and start from scratch and say, hey, we're going to get different results here? That's Donald Trump, and that's what I think his appeal is.
Boston Globe, Huffington Post, Governor Rendell, former Pennsylvania DNC chair, have had one thing in common. They all are calling for an end to the foundation. Transfer it over to somebody. I don't care what it does.
Yeah.
It looks terrible. But Robbie Mook has pushed back on Face the Nation, Cut 23.
There are right-wing attacks out there against her based on the important work that the Clinton Foundation has done that are simply not true. I think it's important that voters step back and evaluate what influences there might be on candidates. The Clinton Foundation does incredible charitable work around the world.
So do you think that's it? A charitable organization Republicans are trying to attack? Is that the problem?
She should. The Wall Street Journal editorial, I think that was out today, I think had it spot on. She should have excluded herself and been more than a distance away when she was senator. Now that she...
And Secretary of State.
And Secretary of State. There's hundreds of millions of dollars coming into this foundation, and it gives the appearances of pay to play and to pay to have access. And it's how the foundation was used to fund, for instance, Sidney Blumenthal. President Obama, the White House said, you are not going to have him involved in the organization. So what they do, they just paid the foundation, then through the foundation, and then he's able to communicate with Hillary Clinton directly. It's just... It doesn't smell right, and even the Democrats understand this, and she should have given it up a long time ago.
Well, if the fact that it's out there and that Robbie Mook's approach is to say right-wing conspiracy, does the Huffington Post is a right-wing? Is part of a right-wing conspiracy? The Boston Globe? My goodness.
Everybody, it's one of those, well, duh. Of course it's undue influence. If you have the generosity in your heart, give the money to UNICEF or some other good organization like that.
Yeah, that'll set up that you can run for president and kids can go raise money for it. Chairman Chaffetz, it's always great to see you. Best luck with this investigation. And, of course, it's just beginning, especially what the FBI was able to submit to you. Keep it here on Kilmeade and Friends.